What's happening, people? This is Dr. John Hamilton representing ProfessU.com, and I'm here in our home base, Los Angeles, California. Dr. John Spruill and I are going around LA trying to determine how the Ferguson grand jury decision are affecting people here on the West Coast, specifically in Los Angeles. And so what you're going to see here, you're going to hear from some college students, some brothers that we just saw right here on Crenshaw and just around LA. And so we're going to get some of their thoughts, their opinions, and see where we can go from there.
I think the grand jury decision really shows that the legal system is stacked against minorities, especially black men. The prosecutor in St. Louis, he made a series of decisions pretty much making it so that the grand jury wasn't going to indict Michael Brown in the first case. It's really interesting how he pretty much failed, I think, as a prosecutor. There's a saying that a prosecutor can get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich. Specifically, I think Ferguson illustrates how black men were viewed as animals, were viewed as monsters. When you read Darren Wilson's testimony, he said that he felt like it was like a 5-year-old fighting the Incredible Hulk. He called Michael Brown a demon. He used really demeaning words, and I think this really illustrates that the American system is stacked against African American males, and we're viewed not as partners. We're not as viewed as members of the society. We're viewed as pretty much animals. I think that's what Michael Brown has really shown us.
Now, ProfessU is all about creating solutions. So, in your estimation, I know you're almost a college graduate. You'll be graduating from, was it Georgetown?
Yes, I'm graduating from Georgetown.
And your major?
Government.
Government. So, what do you think or may be a solution to curb or to eliminate what just took place recently?
I think that all the energy and all the anger that we're using to protest, I think it's great, I think it's wonderful, but my question is, where were we 2 weeks ago when it was time to vote? The prosecutor who failed to get the grand jury to indict Michael Brown, that's an elected position. So, and he has a history of really, of pretty much siding with police in police brutality cases. So he can be voted out of office. If you really want the system to change, we need to get out there and we need to actually vote. We need to make sure that we're putting people in office who will defend us, who will stand up for us, and who will make sure that we have laws that will actually support us. So these protests are great, these protests are awesome, but if you're not actually channeling that rage and that anger and that energy into the voting booth, it's kind of worthless, unfortunately, because all we see are the burn. You know, right now the image is that minority people, you know, we're burning our own communities down. The narrative right now is that we don't have control. And I think that if we go and we vote and if we actually get involved in the political process more, we can actually have some serious change in this country.
This is Mondari. I run the LA Hood Life Hip Hop Tour. It's one of the hottest tours that goes through South Central, Compton, Watts. I do the history of all the hip-hop, a lot of the hip-hop artists that come from the area, take people from all over the world, show them what's going on down in the hood, show them the relevance of some of the things that's happened historically. We go by Florence and Normandy, where the Rodney King riots jumped off, and right now we got a situation that's happening over in Ferguson. It has implications not only in that city back there in Missouri, but it has implications right here, because anybody that's from these areas, they know that there is a history of the police being extremely heavy-handed and extremely violent when it comes to dealing with the people in the community. And of course, what happened over in Florida with Trayvon Martin, now you got the situation in Ferguson that happened with Michael Brown. You know, we look at it, we know we've been through it. I've been through it myself. A lot of people that are from the hood have been through it themselves, and it's unacceptable. We don't want to take that shit anymore. We want to make sure that it never happens again. But look at it. Every year, every month, we got the same situation going down. And it seems to be done with impunity. What does a police officer have to do to be indicted for killing an unarmed black man? Once again, it's the same thing we've been going through. But one day, it'll all be over. We'll take our community back, and we'll make sure we rule it like it's supposed to.